great escape is the headline. Day of miracles, but we're not out of the woods. A mix of good fortune, planning and the fortitude of frontline firefighters helped Sydney stave off a catastrophe yesterday, but with 46 blazes still out of control last night, authorities warned New South Wales remained in the grip of a firestorm emergency. And Lisa, I think that is the important thing to remember. While many people may have expected today to turn out worse than it did, the threat of these fires is still not over.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. We've all covered these types of stories, and to look at that vision and the ferocity of those fires and what these firefighters are up against. But I think what always touches certainly us as journos and also the public are the stories that come from the firefighters and the people who either, one, lose all of their belongings and their homes, and the others who have had to flee. And descriptions today of fire fronts that were moving at 200 metres per second, and the fire is explaining how from the moment they got out of the truck where the fires were in the treetops right through to absolutely by the time they unpacked the truck to it being jumped the street. So, and the embers that they're trying to keep up with, just being caught up in that absolute nightmare. They were saying, they were describing it as fire is chaos, and what they're simply trying to do is try and organise that chaos. And when you look at those pictures, it certainly sums it up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That same picture is on the front page of the Courier Mail newspaper. We might take a look at that one now as well. The headline there, Trial by Fire. Queensland braces for the worst as two states are savaged. And, of course, Michael, that's the really where this story moves to now, as we heard there from Samantha Chiari and from the New South Wales Fires Commissioner. Really the focus now is heading to the north of New South Wales and to Queensland, particularly with that change in weather conditions coming.
Yeah, and also quite heavily populated areas as well for the regions, and it's going to be days, weeks, if not months in some cases, where fires are going to continue burning. So I think one of the issues is, as the reporter also mentioned, was complacency, that people, make that decision to leave their homes early because you said that such an emotional time to have to make a decision about what you're going to keep and what you're going to leave behind and when you're going to leave your house. And if there are cooler conditions that come even for a couple of days, the last thing that firefighters will want is people getting complacent, because we do hear that as we heard in that report, that the weather's going to spike again, and it's not over by a long shot. So the trouble we've got tonight in New South Wales and Queensland, of course, is you can't use the fire bombers at night. So a lot of that fire retardant that can be dropped can help contain the fires. So you have to wait until the morning, and there's big wind changes coming, and that can lead to unpredictability in which way the fire is going to go. So it must be really terrifying for those residents and very exhausting for the firefighters as well.